Howdy do, everybody. Being the brave here, coming to you from the floor. That is right. We just got moved into a new place. We just got moved into a new apartment. And I don't have a desk yet. So the computer is on the floor. And Felix, get out of there. Felix, no. No, no, no! Felix!
You are not allowed to go back there. Forbidden.
There is a hole in our, the bottom of our cabinet. Where is it? There he is. He's just black. Yeah, beneath. Can't see my face.
Can't see my face.
Oh, this is so scuffed. But yeah, under our cupboards, there's a corner. So there's a corner piece in the cupboards where, you know, the drawers pull out on one side and then the drawers pull out on the other side, which means that in that corner back there, there's just a hollow space. And where the baseboard meets the floor, it's a little bit loose and it didn't get measured properly. So there's just like a perfect mouse hole. The cats, both Felix and his new roommate Laddie, have been absolutely enjoying. It's like a little clubhouse back there. But the thing is, we don't want them to go back there. We want them to stay out here, or at least if they want a hiding spot, have it be somewhere where we can grab them in case we need to leave, because we are in wildfire territory now. So the hole has been plugged up with towels and tinfoil and lint rollers and just all sorts of things we could think of to keep the cats away from it. And Felix was just over there chewing on the tinfoil because he's a little freak. So I am keeping my eye on him. And he's looking at me right now. He's sitting in between me and the hole. And he knows he's not supposed to go back there. He knows. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's acting like he's not interested in it. God, but if we look to our left, that's actual sunlight coming in. That's right, I actually live somewhere where there's sun. And boy, have I got a story to tell you. So we did it, we finally made the move cross country from Great Lakes territory to the desert. We are in the brown mountainous desert regions. Get out! Get out of there! Stop! And what a journey it was to get here. We drove across the United States. So it wasn't exactly a coast to coast. It was kind of like from inside a few states inside of the East Coast to a few states inside of the West Coast. But it was in total 4 days. It was a 4-day trip. And that's not counting the preparation leading up to it. The days of packing and deciding, does this go in a box now or does this go in the car? Will I be able to survive the next few days without this if it goes in a box? Or will I shrivel up and die because that's my favorite blanket and I don't want it to go away? And that was insanely stressful, just like it's insanely stressful trying to keep a cat from getting in a hole! Stop! Stop that! This is the face of a man who chews tinfoil. Here, this will keep you from chewing. No, you're right in screen. You're right in frame. Baby, come here. Come here. This will stop you from chewing tinfoil. Chew on this. There you go. But I had to drive cross country for 4 days with this little man in the passenger seat next to me. And I don't know who had a more miserable time. I mean, doing a cross-country Americana road trip has always been on my bucket list because this is a beautiful country, you know, from sea to shining sea, amber waves of grain and all that. The land itself is gorgeous, and I've always wanted to see it from the ground view because I've flown over it many times, but I haven't seen too much of America from driving point of view. And, well, now that I've done it once, I don't have to do it again, and I'm very glad for that. But we started by going through Cleveland, which certainly was a start. It sucked. It sucked. 5 lanes of semi-trucks, and there you are, one tiny car in the middle of all of them. This guy starts merging to the left lane. This guy starts merging into your lane. You're there in the middle just going, please don't kill me! I have a son! Ah! Please, I just want to make it to the hotel! And after white-knuckling the wheel through several hours of just Cleveland traffic, where it was nothing but semi-trucks going 80 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour lane, and then construction, where it was one lane, everybody had to merge into one lane, and there were still people trying to pass you, even though you only had like 2 feet of space on the right side of you. There'd be someone behind you putting on their blinker trying to get around you, and it's like, buddy, it's dirt on that side. It's dirt and orange cones. What do you think is going to happen? Seriously, what do you think is going to happen if you try to get in front of me? You are going to flip your car. It's not that important. You don't have to be in front of me. You don't have to be special right now. All you have to do is stay behind me and do the speed limit. But no, they put on their turn signals if they're courteous enough to even do that. And then they try to swerve around you in one lane where there are concrete barriers on either side. Thankfully, nobody succeeded, but they tried. And I hope that those people get the help they need. Because there's clearly some sort of psychological disturbance to think that you can fit your car in between my car and the concrete barrier that is right outside my window. If you were one of those people who tried to pass me, get off my stream. Get out. Get out of my chat. I can't say you're the worst, because there are worse. But that was Cleveland. We had a little bit of a break, had a decent hotel off the side of the road. You know, a lot of hotels that are like along the side of the road, they're there for construction folks who are doing the construction where people are trying to pass you and they just need a space to sleep. So lots of construction folks in there. Felix and the other cat, Laddie, were very happy to not have to be in the cars anymore. And you could see they were so happy. They were so relieved that they didn't have to be in the car anymore. And then the next day came. We made it into Illinois. And the heat wave began. You know how this week there's been a record-breaking heat wave across the US? We drove in that. And it was at this point that I realized that my air conditioning doesn't work at all. In the 3 years I have had my car, I've had it, I believe, for about 3 years, maybe 2.5. But for the 3 years I've had that car, I've driven it on roads that are in the Great Lakes area. So for the past 3 years, I never once had to turn on my air conditioning. Never. If it got a little bit too hot, if hot was even the word to describe it, if maybe it got slightly uncomfortably warm, I would roll the windows down. And there would be enough of a cold breeze coming through that it would cool the car down and it would cool me down. So we get into Illinois and the heat wave begins. I turn on my AC and warm air blasts out. It is warm air. Outside is nearing 95 degrees. Inside the car starts to climb to 100. So I just have to roll the windows down and deal with tornado-like conditions inside the car as I am going down the highway at 70 miles an hour with wind just blasting into the car. I had a whole road trip playlist ready to go on Spotify because my radio doesn't work either. So I'm down to CDs or just my Bluetooth doesn't work either. So I'm down to either CDs or just playing music really loud on my phone. I had music ready, and there was no point, because in order to keep the car from reaching a degree capable of baking cookies, I had to keep all 4 of my windows rolled down. And I couldn't hear my music at all, so that sucked. What also sucked was that the car was reaching temperatures capable of baking cookies while I had a cat in the car with me. I was anticipating having the air conditioning on, and that is definitely on me for not checking that beforehand. But I'm like, Felix is in severe danger of overheating at any second, and he started to. I've never seen a cat pant like a dog. He started to pant like a dog. And I just had to pull over into rest stops, every rest stop I could, to get a fresh, cold water out of the case, and I put it in his carrier with him. And that seemed to cool him down. He was happy with that. He stopped panting, and he just kind of wrapped himself around the bottle, and was happy with that. I'd pour some water into the bottle cap, have him drink it, and that seemed to work. I was still really hot. I didn't have an ice bottle. But that was just the beginning of going through Illinois. If you live in Illinois, God bless you. Because for the first hour of the trip, it was heat wave and trying to figure out how to avoid dying of heat stroke on the highway. Hour 2 hit, and the rain began. Let me paint this picture for you. If you've never been through the American Midwest, it's pretty boring most of the time, It's just farm fields and farm fields and farm fields. The amber waves of grain. It's gorgeous. It is like looking out at the ocean. You catch the right breeze and it ripples the grain and it looks like waves. It's beautiful and it's, just pretty repetitive. It's just farm after farm after farm. You get these great big windmills, the big wind blades that are like a mile long. They got fields of those, generating their wind power, and they're really cool to drive by, especially when they're all going in sync at the same time. Majestic. You see an eagle fly overhead, maybe a hawk. It's pretty. It's pretty. When the sky is clear. It's pretty when the sky is clear. When it's blue with some white cotton clouds. The rain began. And I have never felt more terrified in my entire life. I had moments where I was speaking to God, saying, "Get me through this, please." Because it wasn't just rain. It started as rain. And it started as just gray clouds. And the thing is, when you're in the Midwest, rain clouds aren't just rain clouds. It's like you are laying down underneath of a weighted blanket. And like when you're laying down with a blanket over top of your face, it is heavy. The clouds are low. You could reach out of your sunroof and touch them. You can brush your hands through the clouds like you're in How to Train Your Dragon. I need to go close to the monitor to see the chat because my computer's far away. Ninja Star says, "Burning rain is not fun. We get them rare in California." Oof. Well, be glad that you don't have to live through this rain. that I experienced, because it was a little bit of drops, and then it started to come down, and then it came down further, it came down harder, and then within the span of a second, it was whiteout conditions. It was just a pure white sheet in front of my windshield, like you're going through a car wash. It was like you were going through a car wash, you know, when all the bubbles are on your windshield and the little things are spinning around you, except the thing that was spinning around me wasn't a sponge. It was a potential tornado forming. Because the whiteout rain began, I slammed on my four-ways, tried not to slam on my brakes, even though I wanted to, and all I could do was just keep my eyes locked on the red lights of the semi-truck in front of me and just keep him in my vision. And I'm like, as long as I keep myself lined up with him, I am on the road. The road vanished. The area around you vanished. Car next to you trying to pass you vanished. It was just blank. And it was in the middle of this that I realized, wait, I've driven through this before. Not with rain so much, but with snow. I've driven through blizzards. I've driven through whiteouts in the middle of the night. I can handle this. Okay, I feel a little bit better. I can do this. And then my phone started screaming. You know, it gave that familiar weather alert sound. And I looked down, and my GPS map has been replaced with a big blinking warning of tornado warning. Not a watch. Not a watch. Not a potential tornado might form. Tornado warning. A few miles ahead of you. A tornado is in the process of touching down. I'm still going 50 miles an hour on the highway towards the potential tornado that my phone is now warning me of. My phone is telling me that there is a tornado in front of you somewhere, and the rain is blocking my vision, so I can't see 2 feet in front of my car. For all I knew, it could have been outside my window. But all 4 wheels were still on the ground, and this whole time, I still have the windows down to avoid overheating in a 200-degree car. So I'm getting splashed with rain, I'm getting punched in the face by wind. At this point, it feels like I'm getting bee stings on my face because the wind is just smacking the rain against me. Felix is asleep like a baby. He slept through this whole thing. He was fine. He had his little cold bottle. He was wrapped up, and he fell asleep. He didn't mind. Meanwhile, I am white-knuckling the steering wheel, shaking and praying, and then bless this moment. I saw the little blue sign that says rest stop, and I'm like, I hope I'm in the right lane. I could be in the left lane, I could be in the grass. I don't know, but I saw the little blue sign saying rest stop, put on the blinker, just pulled into the rest stop, and I stayed there for an hour. And I wasn't sure if I could like make a dash into the rest area, because it wasn't like a big one, it was just one that literally just has a bathroom and a map, and that's it. So I'm like, I don't know if it'll be safer in there. In my car, I at least have food. Felix is still asleep. I'm not going to wake him up and have him crying while I'm in the shelter. Other people were pulling into the rest stop next to me. Semi-trucks were pulling off the road. And that's when I knew that I would made the right choice. Because when you're on the road, if you're driving through America and you encounter any kind of like bad weather, watch the trucks. If they hide, you hide. If they pull over, you pull over. But if the weather reports are saying that it's bad weather, but the trucks are still on the road, it's okay to keep driving. Just be careful and go the speed that they're going. But if you see a semi-truck dive to the side of the road, if you see several semi-trucks in a row pull rapidly into a rest stop, that means it is too dangerous and you need to follow them and you need to sit your ass in between them. They're scary when they're passing you in a city, but when you're on the highway, those trucks are your guardians. They are your guide dogs. Follow them. So me and like 15 other people pulled into the rest stop. We just stopped and we just waited it out. Even in the rest stop, we couldn't see the building of the rest stop because the rain was still whiteout conditions. Meanwhile, I'm on the phone with my roommate, who is also currently driving in these conditions, and I'm sending a message being like, hey, I am hiding at a rest stop. I'll start driving again in an hour. I think you should pull over as well. And she sent a message back just being like, I found this sick burrito out at a Wally's. And I'm like, okay, you're safe. You're fine. And we just literally just waited there for an hour until the rain didn't stop, and the tornado warning didn't stop. But I believe the tornado moved. So there was a tornado that touched down, and it moved south, and we looked on Google Maps, and there was a road that would take longer, but it went above where the tornado warning was. So we had, like, the road we were following was going, like, through the middle, and the tornado was, like, right around there. The new road would just take us up and above it. And even then, the phones were still screaming that a tornado could form in the next 2 minutes. So that whole time, once I got back in the car, the rain had, like, settled down a bit. I was like, I don't want to wait here anymore. I just want to get out from under this rain cloud as fast as possible. I didn't know what state we were in. We could have been in Illinois at this point, could have been in Missouri. Not really sure. If I passed the state line marker, I didn't see it. But I'm like, I was watching the weather map, and I saw that there was like this big swath of rain going above, and then there was a little pocket that was going right where I'd had to go. And then another swath of rain was coming behind it. So I was like, I have to go now. And I'm just going to gun it so that I stay inside of this little pocket for the rest of the trip until we get out from under the cloud. And God, if I wasn't, like I said, white-knuckling the steering wheel, feeling my car shake from the wind, I would have gotten some sick pictures. Because those clouds were terrifying. They were like 10 feet above the ground. You could see them swirling. And like, it was genuine. A tornado was going to form in front of your eyes. Like, what? Like, just pull up on the Weather Channel or on YouTube, tornado forming. That's what I saw! And I didn't have time to look at it completely, because my foot was on the gas pedal, just gunning it to get as far away from potential tornado forming next to the highway as possible. And this whole ordeal took like 3 hours. It was just 3 hours of heart-pounding, car shaking from the wind. Like, I was worried my car was going to start to get lifted up, because my car was like rattling. And I was just like, white-knuckling it, trying not to cry as I saw clouds, like, dip and then go back up. And then I drove a little further, and then I saw another cloud, like, start to go down and, like, make a sideways. And they were black. They were black. Heck, and I'm like, the end result of that is that I am never setting foot in the Midwest again. That was terrifying. And the thing is, it wouldn't have been as terrifying if there was something blocking my view of the sky. But because you're in the plains, there's nothing in between you and the sky. It's just ground, you, and the clouds that are coming down to kill you. And like I said, I felt... I left the state of Missouri with a newfound fear of God in me. And with an even deeper fear of Missouri. I have no desire to go back to that state. But we ended the journey with clearer skies and this cool little rest stop hotel museum thing that was like in... I think it was on the edge of Missouri, probably the edge of Missouri and Kansas. But it's this cool little hotel that used to be a train station, and they turned it into it was a train station, they turned it into a hotel, and it's a little train museum. So after that whole terrifying ordeal, we just got to go in to this cute little train stop and look at model trains on the walls and watch train documentaries that were playing on the lobby TV. And they had a lovely breakfast of waffles and hard-boiled eggs and cereal. And it was very cute all around. I loved it. I wish I could have gotten a little hat or like a whistle or something, but we were in a hurry. It was also at that station the cats finally met each other, because this whole time Felix and Laddie, so Felix is mine, Laddie is my roommate's, we've tried to introduce them, and Laddie, the bigger and older of the two, was not interested. He had no interest in being anywhere near this little less than a year old cat. So they've never been vicious with each other, but we've set Felix down in the crate to have Laddie take a look at him. And first time, Laddie ran and hid. Laddie just ran away from him. He didn't want to look at him. Second time, we put him down in the crate. Laddie kind of walked up to him and booped him and sniffed him, and then he ran away again. So the first hotel we stayed at, before the tornado, Laddie, big little timid baby he is, he stayed in the bathroom, and Felix was just fine wandering around the room. So at the little train station hotel, Laddie decided that he'd had enough of the bathroom and he wanted out. And Laddie and Felix actually interacted for the first time. And it was amazing because Laddie, at first, again, was kind of scared. You know, it's a new person, a new, younger little thing in his territory. And their tails weren't poof, they weren't vicious or anything, but Laddie was just kind of like, who are you? What are you doing? Are you supposed to be here? And, what's wrong with you? Felix, on the other hand, was just, a friend! Oh my god, a friend! Someone I can play with! Let's play! And he just immediately started up a game of tag, and it took Laddie a little bit of him being like, oh, I don't want to run. What are you doing? Get away from me. So, and Felix just running circles around him. And then after about a half hour of that, Laddie was like, you know what? I'm about to hand it to this little punk. And he started chasing him. And the two of them kept us awake for the rest of the night because they would not stop playing with each other. And it figures. Because figures that the two of them would run around for the rest of the night because they had been, in their crates all day. And then the next part of the journey was through Kansas. So, yeah, Cleveland was terrible. Missouri was terrible. Kansas. Kansas, it just keeps going. Kansas just keeps going. So we had all the entire storm that was over us the previous day had passed, and it had marched its way over to the East Coast, where it wreaked havoc and a few more tornadoes touched down. Which meant all of the clouds that were supposed to be above Kansas had been sucked away with the storm. All the clouds that would normally be above that area had been blown away. So for the entirety of Kansas, it was just sun beating down through the windshield on me and my poor little baby boy. It's kind of cleared up now, but I got sunburn on the left side of my body, and the left side of my body only. I'm like a goddamn Neapolitan ice cream of here's the strawberry, here's chocolate, here's the vanilla. I had to find like a rest stop in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a cornfield, and just walk in there sizzling, being like, do you guys have sunblock? And they were like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have that. We have water. And I'm like, I'll take water. Ow. Ow. I did manage to get a little fan for Felix where you put ice inside of it. So I got a little bag of ice. I got the little fan. USB powered, so I plugged it into the computer. I plugged it into the dashboard, let it go. So he had the air inside of his crate was like 20 degrees cooler than the rest of the car. And I just kept buying him his little bottles of ice water and putting them in with him. And so he was my priority to get him out of there without him having a heat stroke. I was my second priority to get me out of there without having a heat stroke. And this whole time, this is when it started to really suck having the windows down to keep the car from overheating. because the wind through Kansas is strong enough to knock semi-trucks over. And I saw the trucks in front of me starting to like do that side to side as the wind hit them. So at one point I rolled my window down a bit further and it felt like I got punched in the face. I almost like slammed the brakes on because it felt like I thought that something had flown into the window, through the window, and hit me in the face. It was just the wind. It was just the wind going through the window and just going bam. I rolled it up. I was mad. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. I'm taking the waters that are not cool enough anymore for Felix's box, but I'm pouring them on myself. So when I get out of the car, meet up with my friend at a rest stop, she's like, "Oh my God, what happened to you? Did you like jump in a lake?" And I'm like, "I wish I could. I wish I could. It would feel really great." But I was just pouring water on myself to keep myself from like having a stroke on the dashboard in the middle of Kansas. God, and that went on for hours. That's the thing about the United States, is that it just keeps going. It just keeps going. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. We spent 5 hours. No, it was 5 hours to get out of Illinois. It was 7 hours to just get out of Kansas. But the thing is, that road at least was easier than the other roads, because the other roads until that point were like 4 or 5 lane highways where it was like cars coming in, cars coming out, cars going off to cities, cars coming in from the cities. But when you hit Kansas, there's nothing. It's just a 2-lane highway going that way. And like a ribbon, it just stretches towards the horizon, and it's just you and the wind and the sign that you pass saying, "Welcome to Pottsville, population 2 grain silos." And the thing is, the wind was so strong, it was coming at you like, basically it was coming at you head on. So your car, even though you're punching the gas, your car is just doing that. Because the wind is just pushing against you like a wall. I was getting like 10 miles to the gallon. I thought there was something wrong with my gas reader with the little dashboard thing, because I went from a full tank to a half tank in like 15 minutes. But no, it was just because the wind was so strong in front of you. And Kansas is not the place to run out of gas. Kansas is not the place to look at a half tank of gas and go, "Yeah, that'll get me the rest of the way." So I was desperately just scanning the open horizon for any sign of civilization. And I saw in the distance a lone Wendy's sign just sticking out above sticking out like a lighthouse guiding you in. And I saw the exit. I pulled in. And that's all that was there. It was just a Wendy's and a gas station and a Tractor Supply store. And then the road kept going. Like, we drove through actual, like, Old West towns where it was just a few buildings on this side and a few buildings on this side, and then the road kept going. So it was like exactly what you'd see in the Western movies, except the buildings had been modernized, and it was a vape store instead of a saloon. But, you know, it was so weird, because when we were moving, the whole reason for the move is that we want to go somewhere, of course, nicer weather, because that's better for me and my health. We want to go somewhere where the minimum wage is more than $7. You know, help the financial prospects. And we just wanted to go somewhere bigger, because our college town was pretty much that. It was a college town. It was, 2 streets full of a few stores, an ice cream stand, and a nice restaurant, but that was about it. And it was a comfortable town, a safe town, nice town, quiet. But we reached a point where the two of us were like, we've kind of reached the height of what we're going to reach here. Like, I had a job that was paying $16 an hour. I had benefits. I had retirement. And I was able to pay my rent. By small town standards, that's the best you're going to get. That is the top. That is the top of the mountain. Like, that's it. You've won. Just stay there for the rest of your life and you'll be fine. No, thank you. And my roommate was in the same ordeal, where it was like, we've kind of reached the end of our rope of opportunities that we can find here. So let's go somewhere bigger, somewhere, warmer, nicer, and see what's out there. Let's see what the rest of the world has to offer. And so the whole thing is that we were like looking forward to getting out of a small town. And then we were driving through Kansas, driving through these towns that had a population of one dog, maybe a porcupine. And we were like, this place makes our hometown look like a city. These places make our hometown look like Los Angeles. Like, where we came from is like a resort town compared to these. Like, oh my god, like, not to diss anybody out there, because I know why. It's because it's farmland, and it's, you don't have room for a city because you need room for a farm. And, absolutely had just big salute to all the farmers out there who are working their asses off day after day in tornado conditions, in overheating conditions to provide food for the country and for the world. So salute to everybody who lives out there and makes that their living. But goddamn, that's not for me. I know I grew up in the countryside, but I don't think I could do that. I need people around me. I need a herd. I'm a prey animal. I need a herd. See, the Maya says love living in London. London would be cool to visit. I bet, you know what, after doing this cross-country trip across America, I'm willing to bet I could drive across England. No problem. That would probably feel like a walk in the park. Like, I could do that. I don't want to, though. Yeah, thinking about it, I don't want to drive that. I'll take a train. You guys actually have public transportation over there. So if you have, like, a train that goes from, like, the top to the bottom, that'd be cool. I'd do that. That'd be fun. If we had a train that went coast to coast, I would have absolutely done that instead of driving. But the big reason for driving was because, of course, we had extra stuff that we wanted to, like, carry in our cars to transport. And also, we wanted to make sure we could transport the cats and keep them safe without them, being taken into a cargo hold or whatever. And, it worked. Both cats came out unscathed. Felix was a little hot, but I think the fan and the ice bottles helped them at the end of it. And he slept through a lot of the trip. It was really like traveling with a baby. He'd be really fussy. He'd wake up and cry and try to like reach out and like smack me and try to smack the fan and try to be fussy, and he'd do his wails going, ah, just because he's in a box. He wasn't like hurt or anything. He was just in a box and he didn't want to be in the box. But then, like, mid-cry, he would fall asleep. So he'd be reaching through the bars trying to, like, grab my hand and be like, ah. And then I'd look down and his face is just smushed against the side of the cage, just. And then he'd stay like that for an hour. There was a part I drove past. I was about to go to a rest stop. I saw the rest stop coming towards us, and I'm like, you know what? I could stop for a break, but Felix is asleep, and I don't want to wake him up. So I'm just going to keep going. And as soon as I passed the exit for the rest stop, he woke up and started crying. So literally like driving with a toddler. But once we were in the hotels and he was out of the cage, he was fine. It was a little vacation for him, and he got to introduce himself to Laddie. So let's see, that was Cleveland, sucked. Missouri, sucked. Kansas, didn't suck as much, but it still sucked. And then coming into, what state am I in? I almost said Wyoming? Yeah, I guess Wyoming. You don't get to know where I ended up. You don't need to know that. But coming into Wyoming was sick. Because it was still flat for ages, and it was still really hot. But that's when the wildflowers, I can't say that word, Pennsylvania accent, wildflowers started popping up. And it was just blankets of wildflowers for miles. And then in the distance, you saw just the silhouette of the mountain. And it was just so faint. It was just a slightly darker shade of blue than the rest of the sky. But you saw it, and it was like, oh my god. I can reach out and touch it. We're here. We're almost there. After 4 days of overheating and getting blown off the road by tornadoes and being smushed by semi-trucks, we're here. We made it. And when we finally pulled into the city, it was just the greatest feeling in the world, looking down at the GPS and seeing the distance go from like 1 hour left, half hour left, 15 minutes left, and knowing that that was the last 15 minutes I would have to sit in the car for that, for the rest of the week. I haven't driven since. But just watching the timer go down to like, you're 30 minutes away. You're 15 minutes away. You're 5 minutes away. And then seeing our new home appear. Just like the most intense relief I've ever felt. Like the weight that lifted off my shoulders was so incredible. And then we immediately had to start unpacking the cars because it was too hot to leave anything in them. So we slept for like 3 days. So that was probably the most exhausting, terrifying, and dangerous thing I've ever done. But I'm glad I did it. Because, like I said, I've always wanted to do a cross-country trip across America. I did. And I'm never going to do that again. I'm never setting foot in the Midwest again. Like, I know where I am right now is kind of considered the Midwest, but no, it isn't. This is the West. This is West. That way is Midwest. This is West. I'm not going into the center of the country again. Because that sucked. Even if I fly in, I don't want to be there. I don't want to see the sky dipping down to touch me. It was so freaky. I felt like a mouse. I felt mouse instincts kick in when I saw the tornado sky just like dropping towards me. I was like, I need to find a leaf to hide underneath right now. But there were no leaves. There were no trees. It was just grass. Just grass and danger for miles. I'm trying to see, is my mic picking up upstairs neighbors? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is just a constant running feet above our head. It's gotta be like an animal or a toddler above us, or somebody is just constantly hammering. But it sounds like somebody is running at all hours of the day, just up and down the hallway. And it's at this point, it's like I'm not even annoyed. I'm just curious, why? Shush! Stop running. It's fine. Quiet. Even toddlers can't run for that long, but it's hours at a time. So it's got, I don't know what it is. Everything else about the apartment's cool. Like, we have lights that work. We have more than one outlet. Like, our standards were low. And now we're here, and it's like, oh my god, we have a balcony? We have water that gets cold and hot. We have, like I said, lights that turn on when you flip the switch. We have room. We have closets to put things. Incredible. Oh my god, we have a thermostat. We spent like 5 minutes just like staring at the thermostat like this and like pressing buttons trying to figure out what it was. And we're like, okay, fan. Is fan the same thing as air conditioning? I don't think so. Just poke it. But what if it turns the heat on? I don't think it's going to turn the heat on. Do they even have heaters out here? Is it just fans and AC? Oh no, there is an option for heat. So don't turn that on. Is it the fan? No, that's the AC. That's the fan. Oh, it turned off. It turned off on its own. Oh, okay. Let me see. All of the above, stopping by real quick to say hi. Great to see you again. Also, can't wait to play on Watercraft with you guys again. Absolutely, I can't wait to play too. Speaking of which, I think I think we're in the mood to do some Minecraft, huh? How about I stop yapping and we play a little bit? My mouse is on the floor, keyboard is on the floor, I'm on the floor. Let's see how much we can play. There we go, I got it set up over there. Oh my god, this is scuffed. I've never seen my mouse lag before, that's weird. Maybe it's because it's further away. Maybe if I scoot it closer. Oh, that's weird. Full screen, streaming. Boop! There we go.
My nose is getting stuffy, so I will go grab a water and then we shall begin some water crafting. I got a Felix. Boop. There we go.
Felix is loving the new place. He's just been exploring it. Finding every nook and cranny he can. He's enjoying the windows because we have bigger windows now with like an actual like little windowsill on them. And he can sit on them. Where is my microphone? Is my microphone working? Where? There it is. Okay, it was just covered. I didn't see the little thing moving. Ninja Star says, did you find a new trackball mouse?
Nope, I got a tiny one.
I got it because, here, let me actually take a drink so I don't die. The thing is, living out here, we are at a higher elevation, so a lot of people have said to just drink a lot more water. But I got a new mouse that isn't a trackball mouse, mainly because this keyboard and this mouse came together as a pack for 70 bucks both. And considering I saw mice that were $70 on their own and keyboards that were $100 on their own, getting both for 70 was really good. And it's really tiny, so I don't think anybody, if you have a bigger hand than mine, it wouldn't be comfortable. But it's me-sized.
Oh, Felix, you are right out of view of the camera. Let me angle it down. There he is. What you doing? What you doing? You're stretching so your butt is right in the camera. There we go. Do you want to play with your brush? We're supposed to play Minecraft, but we can play with your brush. Here we go. Oh.
Ninja Star says, that's cool. Awesome. You can't see him because it's black on black, but Felix is now inside the box. We'll leave him be with his box. Let's get some Minecrafting done. I don't have a mic stand, because the mic stand is supposed to like clip onto a desk, so I don't have anywhere to put it, so I'm just gonna hold on to it with my leg. There we go. Just gotta hold on to it like that. And we're just gonna caveman this. Boop, boop, boop. Watercraft. Good God, this mouse is not synced up at all. This sucks. Play. Like I said, maybe it's because I'm just like further away. Or maybe it's because I'm on a weird floor. Hang on. Okay, that's a little bit better. I've got the mouse on a trash can. There you go. The mouse is now on top of the trash can. So this is gonna be right there. This is gonna be... There we go. Ooh, we don't have any music. Let's go get our lo-fi set up. It should let me into Spotify. Enter the 6-digit code sent to your email. I don't want to enter the 6-digit code sent to my email. I hate entering 6-digit codes sent to my email. There. Give me my music. I think it was this one. And then we take that link and we put it in this. There it goes. Turn that down. Awesome. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. See, I can't really reach the keyboard too well around the mic, so let me do that. There we go. Have this facing me. That's better. Zoom game. Alright, we're back on Watercraft. Check it out. And we have updated to the new update. So, look at this. We have got... what are they called? What are they called? The shaders. The lights. There's a name for it. But we have the better lighting. Look at this. Look at this. I always thought this was like something that we needed in Minecraft because anytime I would see somebody playing with shaders, it would, like, the hyper realistic light and realistic water looked really, really weird next to the cartoony blocks. So having like pixelated light and pixelated shadows that get cast is like the perfect blend of that. So we have more vibrant visuals. That's what it's called. Official Smudge. I hope that's your name. I need to look. My monitor is so far away I can't see. Are you using vibrant visuals? Yes. Yes. Like I said, our server got updated, and look at the color. Oh my god! Look at the water. Look at the water. Oh my gosh! Driving through a tornado was worth it for this. Oh my goodness, it's got the little light patterns. And they're moving. That is so cool. And then you look at it from this side. Look at that. That is so cool. So like I said before, when people would have like the shader packs, the realistic water would throw me off so bad. And people are like, oh, you should use shaders. And I'm like, I will if there's one that just... I don't want realistic water, I just want to make this water look better. And that's exactly what they did. And we're on Bedrock, by the way, for anyone new in the chat. This is Bedrock. So let's just take a look. Oh, never mind, let's go home. I was about to say, let's take a look around the island, check it out. But nope. We have seen enough. Is that... Oh, look at the lights from over there. So things can actually... The... Glow blocks. Lanterns, sea lanterns, can actually light up like neon lights. And even the little alley's got a little glow to him. everything, it feels like it's got an overlay layer, like when you adjust things in Photoshop. It feels like we just got like an overlay layer put on us. Sweet. So I'm gonna go inside. But it feels so good to be back there. The last time I was in my little house here, I was in a different part of the country, and now, even though a lot has changed in the past 2 weeks, it feels really good to just open up the world and still have this home be exactly as it was. If you see me keep looking this way, it's because we have a long window over here, and we have a view of the mountains right outside and the sun setting, and it looks awesome. That's my own vibrant visuals update. And Felix is asleep in the box. Awesome. Wait, let me see my pool with the lights. First of all, the moon. Look at the moon. Awesome. Look at that. Look at the moon reflecting on the water. It's sparkling. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's watch the sunrise with the vibrant visuals. Just... Quick sound test. Can you hear the music, by the way? Because I think my headphones died and I can't hear it. So let me know if you can hear it. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna keep drinking water. My nose is still stuffy. Hi, Felix. We're watching the sunset. No, actually, this is the sunrise. Oh, it's raining. The rain ruined our sunrise. Actually, wait, if the sun... I'm an idiot. If the moon's setting over there, the sun is gonna rise over here. The sun rise through the rain!
Yo, wait, the tree's blocking it. The tree's blocking it.
Oh my gosh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Ah! Wait, can you see him? Ninja Star says, I think we can. Okay. Aww. Well, like I said, I was so... Hey, we got somebody in our house. Get out. Get out. Oh. There. Also, wait, look at that. Look at the sun reflecting in the glass. We actually get reflections. And I think if I look through, and we actually get shadows. That is so cool. Like I said, the fact that everything from the light to the shadows is pixelated to actually match the thing that is casting the shadows. There I am. It's just so cool. Like, even with like the really cool shaders or texture packs out there, I've never seen one like actually match the Minecraft visuals like this. So they did an awesome job making these. It's gravel that I need to pick up.
Hey, baby.
So there was something I wanted to do. Well, I don't really have a project in mind yet until I actually have some, back support behind me. But I figure for today, this will be a shorter stream. It's mostly just to see if everything works, and because I'm too impatient to wait for a desk. I did order one, but it's arriving on Friday. And I'm like, I'm not waiting. I need to get my fix in. So today, I think we could just do some little chores around here. Let's tend to the farm. Got our wheat. Look at the water! Oh my gosh! And even just something as simple as the boat bobbing in the water now looks better because of that, and you have the shadow of the boat underneath.
Oh my gosh, this is like my favorite thing. I think this alone just made Watercraft a whole lot more interesting.
My nose.
That's weird. Hi, horse. Hi, Cinnamon. Oh, it's a different color because it has, that's the shade of the wheat.
Hi. Oh, do you have your spring, Felix? Do you have your spring? Come here. Come here. Give me your spring. Oh, you got a caught on one of my wires. There we go.
His favorite toy. I'm gonna see if you can see him.
Go get it. Awesome.
Hopefully someday you'll be able to see Laddie on stream. He's very timid, but he's a very large, Garfield-esque orange cat. So hopefully someday you'll get to see him. I hope he didn't go back in the hole in the cupboard.
Cause he's a bit too big to get out.
Which is another reason why we don't want to go back there.
He might get stuck.
Felix is tiny. Felix is like really small. And it's interesting seeing them play with each other because so far as like average cat sizes go, Laddie is like really big. And like yeah, he's a little chunky, but he's not even like that chunky. He's just built big. Like you hold him and his head is like over here, his tail's over here. He's huge. And then Felix, according to cat sizes, is really small. Like, he's less than a year old still, but I don't know if he's still got more growing to do or if this is it. Like, he's really tiny. So, we have a cat that's bigger than usual and a cat that's smaller than usual. And then the two of them play. It's like watching a ninja and a sumo wrestler going at it. Of just Laddie being big and slow. And why do I have so much glass? And Felix just hopping around like a maniac and doing flips. And then when Laddie has enough, he'll just pin Felix and sit on him. There we go. I really should get a crafting bench up here, but I think every time I did, it got blown up. So we're just gonna... Actually, I should probably put the glass away first. And I'm assuming the lag down here is from the dogs. So somewhere around here. Let's see. Oh, Chev, sorry, I didn't notice you in the chat. Like I said, the screen is very far away, so I'm taking an eye exam test every time I read. Chev says, I have arrived! This new camera angle is freaking me out. Yeah, I have legs. You can see my legs. I'm holding them. My knee is now my mic stand. We had a 20-pound cat at the shelter once. Wasn't fat, just weirdly buff. Yeah, that's kind of with Laddie, where it's like he's not even like... He's not round. He's just built like a bobcat. He's just big. His head's like that big. His head's about the size of my head. And then you look at Felix, and he's just like... He's got a little walnut head. He's got a little walnut. But his ears are like huge compared to the rest of his body. So he looks like one of those desert foxes. A fennec fox. He looks like a fennec fox. You want me to take your collar off? That's fine. Next time he comes over here, I'll take his collar off. I need to find his name was Leo. He was orange too. Awesome. It sounds like is it a thing where like orange cats are just have a tendency to be bigger? Maybe. Redstone, clay and stuff, money. Bags and boxes. Where is glass? Glass. Got glass. There we go. Right in front of me. So I have all this leftover glass because last time I was here, I was making the pool. And I don't like my mouse lagging. This is weird. I hope this is just because I'm on the floor and not on a secure desk. Because if this is like a connection error that I have to fix, I will just buy a new mouse because I don't like this. Prison. I don't have the patience to read right now. I'm still very tired from the journey, so I'm just going to throw everything that I have into junk box. And I will sort it later. Snap. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Get rid of the sand, get rid of the bucket, get rid of the flesh. And bring the seeds back. We need those. There we go, now we can farm. So I want to take care of this, and I want to take care of the potatoes. There we go. Chev says, he was my baby boy, he only ever sat on my lap. He recently got adopted after a whole year at the shelter. Oh, that's good that he got adopted. Aww. It has to be like a toddler or something. Some sort of child above, in the room above us. Because it is just constant running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's a two-legged run. It's a bop 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 bop. So it's not an animal. What am I doing? I am. Is it still here? Did it respawn? Oh, okay. All the wheat's still here. Let's pick these up. And it's fast. It's not even like someone's just walking and putting their heels down really loud. The person above us is constantly running. Like, they're touching one wall to the one wall and then the other wall, one wall and then the other wall, one wall and then the other wall, to the point where I'm, like I said, I'm not even annoyed. I'm concerned. It's like, y'all okay? Y'all okay up there? I wasn't anticipating noise when we got here because on the map it looked like there was an airport. There was going to be an airport nearby, but it's further away than it shows on the map. So that's good. So I was anticipating like planes landing above us, but it's further away. So we see them in the distance, but we don't have to hear them. My nose. The altitude. I'm congested. Also, it is weird, like, my body reacting to just the dryness of the air. Because, like I said, I've been really thirsty. We went through a whole case of water in, like, 2 days. And, this is gross, but I felt like I had something in my nose. And I blew into a tissue, and I just blew out, like, a dried wad of blood. I was like, oh, I guess that's normal. I guess that's what they mean when you have to have an adjustment period. My nose is just revolting at the fact that there's no moisture in the air. My joints, however, are loving it. Because even though my muscles have been hurting, like, you know, really bad from the drive, my joints, like my actual hinges, feel fine. Which is new. Because at the old place, like I said, we were under the Great Lakes, so even in the summer, when it was warm, it would be humid, or it would be a cold rain, or cold wind. There was always some sort of cold, even when it was hot. And my joints hated that. Like, I couldn't step outside without having to, like, immediately sit down, because my knees, like, the joints, like, between my knees would just, like, swell up, and I would have to like go down because I couldn't walk. My legs would lock up. And out here, like I said, even though my muscles hurt just because we've been, you know, driving and unpacking, my joints, the stabbing sensation is gone, which I am loving. I do want to look into getting a wheelchair while we're out here, because we have gone on a few adventures, just like exploring the town, going shopping for stuff. And my muscles are getting way more tired more quickly. And just the fact that we're in a bigger area and a lot of the stores are bigger and there's, you know, a lot more places to explore. I think having a wheelchair for those long distances will be very nice so that I can, you know, actually enjoy myself without having to worry about finding a spot to sit and sitting down and resting and making my friend wait while we're supposed to be shopping and having fun. Here you go. Chev says, Bean, I sent you pictures of Leo because I love him so much. I must share his beauty with you. Awesome. Let's see, Leo. May I share? May I share a picture of Leo? Ah! Oh! Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Awesome. See, let's see if I can flip it. Beep, beep, flip. There we go. There's big boy Leo. Let's see if you can see him. Look at that. Look at that boy. That is a huge cat. That is huge. He's just long. He's long. Aww. Yeah. The dry air.
Somebody's messaging me. It's okay.
I need more water. There's never enough water out here. Ninja Star says a wah. See, that's him when he first came. He got bigger by the time he left. Oh. There we go. I am curious if Felix is going to get bigger or if this is where he stopped. Because I remember I was looking at his, little records. Because he was born in foster care. His mother was a foster cat. And so they have a record of, like, when he was born. And I remember looking at the papers that came with him, and they said that when he was, only a few weeks old, they were worried that he was smaller than the rest of them, and that he wasn't growing as quickly as his brothers. So maybe that's just in his genes to be tiny. Maybe he is just the runt, and it's okay because I'm the runt too. So we are meant for each other. I don't know why I don't have any crafting tables outside. Maybe I'm just too laggy to see them. But good God, this mouse sucks. Like I said, I don't know if it's my mouse just rebelling at the fact that I'm on a surface that isn't a desk, or if I'm further away from its little signal point. Or maybe it's the server itself being laggy because I'm on new internet. I hope it's not the server. Literally, if every session of Minecraft looks like this, I will not play, and this is annoying. So I don't know, just looking with the camera around isn't too bad, but my mouse is very jaggy. Let's see. Chev says, I miss my job so much. Highly recommend working or volunteering at an animal shelter. I would love to do that. That would be a fun job to have. I start my new job next week, which is another reason why I want to get a stream in now, because I don't know how much time I'll have later. But basically, I'm just going to be answering phone calls. It's a work from home, so we'll see if it actually makes the money that they advertised I'd be making, because I am suspicious of it. But, I'll get paid for the training at least, so at least I'll go through with the training, get paid for that, and if it's not what I would like it to be, then I will say thanks but no thanks and go find another job. Which will be easier out here because unlike the town we just left, there are actual job opportunities here. Places are hiring. Places, plural, that aren't just cleaning jobs. Because basically in our hometown, the only jobs you could get were retail or fast food. It was like you worked at the mall or you worked at McDonald's. Or you were in construction. And that was about it. Everything else, it's like you need to have a degree in this super specific field or else we won't even look at your resume. And it's like, okay. Because like I wanted to look into working at the zoo. So I'm like, working at a zoo would be fun, you know, I could you know, work at, you know, give tours and stuff. But it's like you need a degree in zoology to even work at the counter of the gift shop. And it's like, well, I have an art degree and back that won't let me do art for longer than an hour a day. Can I get a job doing that? It's like, nope. I saw things for like house painters, and it's like, okay, paint. It's not really, you know, artsy, but you know, I can stand the smell of paint. That'd be something I'd like to do, but my body's just like, nope. If you stand for longer than an hour, you will collapse. Have a nice day. Have fun finding a job with that. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, so we'll see how the desk job, call center job goes. We're missing quite a lot of dirt back here. I don't know if it's missing or if I just didn't put it in. I do want to dismantle this sheep because I feel like I could reuse the wool and maybe start my sheep island out here. Look at how pretty the water is! It's actually like light blue. The water is changing colors as you get further away from the shore. And the sea pickles are lighting up so you can actually see them. This is so cool. Let me grab these, grab that. Oh, let's see what it looks like under the water. Let's sink for a bit. Yo, look at these. That is sick with all the pickles around you. Oh, we don't have to worry about air because we got that little thing over there. Look at the bottom of the sea. I thought these were magma blocks. That's just the water. That's just the light of the water. And they glow now, apparently, so let's get away from him. Oops, I'm underneath the sheep. Yeah, let's get out from under here. Oop. And I think I do need to take down my little beanie baby. She got hit. Yeah. Oh no, I took out a chunk of my house too. Aw. I worked hard for that wood. I worked hard for that pale wood. You can't just blow it off the side of my house like that. There we go. Can I give wheat to a horse? No, I can ride horse. Let's go get a carrot for Cinnamon. Shav says, I'm not sure it's been like, oh, about the lag. I'm not sure, it's been like that for me on Bedrock and I thought it was ping, but I've been doing a lot of Java recently and it hasn't been as bad. Okay. Bedrock being neglected yet again. Then I have this random piece of gravel. Let's get rid of this. Boop. Ooh, that's cool. Maybe I should move Cinnamon over here, because I don't know if June is coming back. So maybe I could make use of the horse stable and park Cinnamon over here so that she doesn't get rained on. Yeah, I think so. Now I'm coming up with like a list of things to do for the next streams. So now I'm getting my chores in order. So we want to dismantle the sheep. I don't think we'll be replanting the potatoes. We got our wheat over here. Maybe we'll plant potatoes somewhere else. We could just have like a tiny little patch over here. So we're gonna dismantle the sheep, reuse the wood. We're gonna dismantle a little beanie baby over here. And maybe set up a little patio or something on the sand. We're gonna move Cinnamon over into the stables. Maybe find another horse, bring it over. How do I want to give it to her. I want to give it to her. Take it. Take it. See, Chef says you should have moved to Chicago. You could get a job at the Art Institute. There are also a lot of art studios and classes you could teach at. My friend works as a pottery instructor at a rec center.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm sure out here, just in exploring the city, we have seen a lot of like little art galleries, just like little tiny local ones that aren't like, they're not art museums, but they're just little, there's a coffee shop, there's an art gallery. So maybe working at one of those would be fun. Take the carrot! Oh my god. How do you feed a horse? I guess that's the saying. You can lead a horse to a carrot, but you can't make him eat it. Ooh, look at the redstone with the visuals. Ooh, it's got a little glow to it. That's cool. But yeah, so we'll see how the call center job goes, because it is work from home, and nobody's going to be watching me, so... And I have 2 monitors, so... I could, theoretically, get paid to play Minecraft. If it's a slow day, no one's calling, I could just fire up Minecraft on the second monitor. Hell, maybe even just record pieces of episodes. So that would be fun, because ultimately this is the job that I want. This, right here. So maybe if I can find a way to have one monitor playing Minecraft and have the other monitor sending emails, I think that would be very nice. But I'll go through the training at least. Because like I said, I'll get paid for the training, so I'll get some money for furniture, get some money for a desk. Why is there fire? Hello? Did you start that? Huh. Well, look at the lights from back here. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, I want to look at Ophidian and Ares' place. Also, Ophidian and Ares, if we're watching, I know I need to do some time zone thinking, because now I'm 2 hours behind where I was. So now I don't know if that'll make it easier for us to play together or harder. So if I'm 2 hours behind where I was, and where I was, it would be around midnight for you guys. I actually think this will make it easier for us to play with our South African friends. Yeah, because if I'm 2 hours behind where I was, then I'll have... If I start streaming earlier, then they should still be awake. Nice. Look at the horse. his shadow's a little messed up. Look at the glowing signs. That's cool. See, Chev says, you were 1 hour ahead of me before. Now you're 1 hour behind me.
Yeah.
And, oh, we should start work on the bridge.
My nose.
We should start work on the bridge to Mushroom Island sometime. Let me move so I can the screen so I can see that. On Mushroom Island sometime. That would be very repetitive, so good for stream.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, next time we can take down the sheep and the Beanie Baby, put them away, and we can use the materials to make the new bridges. And I want to map out a spot to build my sheep island, because as you can see back there, they are getting a little bit cramped in their pen. They're getting a little bit cramped in there, and I want to start building their little custom island with their little custom wool trees. And you and me can, we can find a spot for it so that it goes with the bridge from here to Mushroom Island. We could probably look at like a cam account, look at it from above, just pick out a good spot. So I don't know if I want it to be by the sheep, where the sheep is right now, or if I want it to be like closer to the island, so it's like between the Mushroom Islands and the main island. Huh. I'll think about it. You can start where you want the bridge to be on your island, and then that'll determine where the bridge ends up on the main island. And then I'll make Sheep Island separate, I think around where the sheep statue is now, but further out. That'll work. We actually have city lights outside our window, which is really cool. Awesome sauceum. There you go. Can I give skeleton horse carrot? No. Okay, fine. I guess I'll eat it. If you guys don't want it, I'll take it. Oh wait, I want to see what another portal looks like with the vibrance. I would want to go into the nether, but with the way this is lagging, it might take an hour. Ooh, look at that looking through a waterfall. That's cool. That almost looks like glass. Okay, so the texture is only showing up on one side when you're further away, but that is cool. So the waterfalls are a little bit more waterfall-y. And when you look at that looking through it, that's cool. And then you look down into the lights below. Oh, got a hole. Here, I want to see the I guess the nether portal looks the same. It's got a little bit of extra sparkle to it. I think it's got a little bit of extra glitter to it. That pattern would be really nice. Cool, like, blanket pattern. But yeah, that's the next thing I'm excited for. As I'm planning out my chores to do in the game, I'm planning out my chores to do IRL. And the biggest thing this coming weekend is that not only do I have my desk arriving, I ordered it online, should be coming in, and I gotta assemble it, put it together. It's a big one. It's a nice one. And I'm pretty sure the pricing on it was a mistake because there were other desks that were smaller than it for like 3 times the price. So I'm like, I'm taking that one before somebody catches that. And I am so excited to start decorating my room. Like, that's always the fun thing of moving to a different place. And I've moved around a lot in my lifetime, moved to a lot of different houses.
And even though every year in college, picking out a new dorm room.
Hi, Felix.
I absolutely love decorating my room. And every time you move into a new place is just a chance to start over with like a completely new, different design. And the design I had for the last room, with the backdrop behind me, that was all built basically with the intention of cramming as much into one space as possible. Because I had my bed, my desk, so it was bedroom, storage area, and computer setup, and the desk was also my animation station. And having the bunk bed behind me helped with the space, because then on the bottom bunk, well, that was extra storage, and I was able to keep all of these guys down there. But and it also helped because then that was basically where I could set up the curtain to be the backdrop behind me for the streams, which I really liked. I still have the curtain, and I still want to use it. So now it's like taking those same pieces, going into a different room, and thinking, okay, what can I do now? And the thing is, in this room, the walls are white. In the last place, I don't want to beat up on our last place too much because it was cheap. And it was good enough. It served us well. There were no bugs, which we've had in previous apartments. There were no mice, which we had in previous apartments. So the last apartment wasn't terrible, but the walls were yellow. And they weren't even a pretty shade of yellow, where it's like yellowish white. They were just straight up piss yellow. Like dehydrated piss yellow walls. And it did not look good. Anything that you put in front of it looked horrible. Like, it didn't matter what color you chose to decorate with, it looked bad because behind it was a piss wall. The only thing that looked somewhat good was dark blue, so like a navy blue. So I got like the navy blue bedspread, navy blue curtains, navy blue decorations, and that helped to distract from the yellow. But in this new place, the walls are white. My God. The bar is so low. All we want is no bugs, no mice, and white walls. And we've lived in places where that bar has been buried underground. And like I said, now we're here. It's like the walls are white, and like we actually have access to decorate with more colors now. So I think for my room, I want to go all out with the pink sparkles, which is where this tangent came from. I looked at the nether portal, I said that looks sparkly, that'd be pretty pattern, and that just pinged around to my room. I'm taking advantage of the white walls, and I'm coating the place in basically all pinks to match the keyboard, I got a pink trash can as like my first piece of decor. I saw a cute pink bedspread at Ross, and I want to get that. And I think it's time to swap out the bunk bed frame for an actual just regular bed frame, because I saw a pretty white bed frame with like little studs in it, which would be really cute. And now, since my computer area is no longer my bedroom, I don't have to stack the bed to have that extra space underneath. I can just have the bedroom be a bedroom, and then out here is computer and workstation. And so this is good. I realize this is like the first time I'm designing my room to just be a bedroom and not serve another purpose. I guess clothing storage is kind of it, because majority of the boxes that I packed are clothes. And if you follow me on any of my social media platforms, you will see me dive more into fashion, because now I actually live in a place where it's warm enough to dress in short sleeves and not 3 layers of hoodies. So I'm looking forward to wearing dresses and exploring more with fashion and styles. And I'm gonna buy some sunglasses, and I'm gonna look cute.
And I'm gonna cover my room in pink and sparkles and geodes because we have geodes just for sale for $3 out here. So I'm gonna pick up a lot of those. And maybe when it's done, I'll do a little tour. Maybe I'll do a little room tour, do like a desk tour and then room tour. I think that would be cute. I'm looking forward to it. I am so excited to start designing my room. It's going to look cool. Let's see what people are saying. I bumped the mouse with my knee. My nose. See, Chev says, okay, I have access to a cam account, so we can do that. Also, palette is something to consider as well, so it doesn't look out of place in either of our builds. Of course. It's getting hard to talk now. Chev says, I have lived here almost 2 years now and still haven't really set up my room. It's just stuff on the floor. Oh, come on. You gotta find some cute shelves to put things on. Some cute box shelves, at least. I've become a big fan of box shelves because if you have a lot of things, just knickknacks, paddywhacks, all sorts of just like little collectible items, the square box shelves are like really good for displaying that because they're deep. You can stack them to be as big as you can stack the shelves to be as big as you want. You can lay them down, have them up high, and then you can make like a pattern out of the shelves of like toys here, toys here, books, toys, books, or movies, toys, books, movies, toys, books. You can get the little baskets that go inside them to make them cute. So yeah, go treat yourself to some box shelves and get your stuff up off the floor and display it properly so that you can show it off and give it the love it deserves. Here you go. Chev says, Bean, get a P.O. box so I can send you stuff to decorate your room. Also Pokemon cards. I need to show you what I found. Maybe I'll get a P.O. box at some point. I don't know how to do that, but that's something I can look up. But let me go show you what I found as we were walking around and being tourists the other day. I can't stand up properly, so I have to stand like a giraffe. There we go. You know what? For this, I'm going to hop out of the game. Hi, Felix. And I'm going to go back to full screen. Ooh, what? You're so see in a second. We're about to do a proper unboxing. More like an unbubble wrapping. So I think this is the base of it. And I hope it shows up on camera, because the light might be a little weird. But we have, so this is the base of it. See, does the bubble wrap pop? Let's get some ASMR. No, that was it. And next piece is the one I gotta be careful with. They wrapped it up good, which I appreciate. The store I got this in was selling a whole bunch of like rock items. So like geodes, crystals, little tiny fossils, some carved, polished, you know, cube crystals, triangle crystals, sphere, polished rocks, polished into spheres, soap dishes. But then they had a case of just cool little items, I guess, little pop items. And there's something else in there that's just a little... I'll show you what else is in here. This is basically a polished stone ring that is going to display another spherical rock that I already have that doesn't have a spot to put it. So I saw the little ring, and I'm like, ooh, I could put a rock on that. So first of all, here's that. You can see it's very nice, very pretty, very polished. I gotta put my hand behind it like a makeup person. And I got this ring that's on my finger right here. I got that too. There you go. I have a chain of pink crystal shaped like mushrooms. Ah, cool. We did see a lot of mushroom themed items. But this isn't what I wanted to show you. That was just also in the box. This is the full thing, and I'm gonna be very careful not to break it. So I'm gonna scoop my beanie butt forward. It's a glass Pokeball. I'm trying to see if you can see who's inside it. I think you can kind of see him. That Felix, I'm doing an unboxing. Why are you crying? It's so dark in here. I just saw his eyes come out of the kitchen. It's okay, buddy. You wanna help me show him off? Here we go. Ooh, I love the Pokeball. Yeah. So let me see. I'll get him closer. Maybe it will focus. Focus, thank you. There you go. Now you can see him. But there's Dialga inside. And they had a whole bunch of these. And the thing is, I was picking through them and like, I was trying really hard not to get fingerprints on them. But I was like holding them up and trying to see who was inside. Because, as you know, I'm only a recent Pokemon fan. So I don't know all of them. I'm not familiar with a lot of the Pokemon, but I have been playing Pokemon TCG Pocket on the phone. So I was looking for if there were any Pokemon that I had in my fighting deck. And basically, I did see a, what is it? Celebi, the little fairy that does 50 damage for every coin you flip. I did see a Celebi. I have a Celebi, but Celebi keeps kicking my ass in fights, so I didn't want her. But I saw a Dialga, and I'm like, I have a Dialga card, and I've won a few matches with said Dialga card. So it was like, I recognize him, I know who that is, so I'm taking Dialga. And he lights up. This might be harder to see with the camera, but look at that, now you can see him better. Meow. Oh, there he is. Let's just show him off. Yeah, something on the back of him? No, that's just the bubbles. There we go. And once I get my shelves put up, he is going on the shelf. He doesn't stay on the stand very well, so I am probably gonna just glue him down. So wow, that's so cool. I know, right? And I said, even though we were surrounded with like natural polished rocks, I saw this and I'm like, this is something that I haven't seen in any other store. So I'm gonna grab one of these. And there was a big like half off thing, so normally he'd be $50, but I got him for 25, so it's like catching that one. Ew, my throat. My nose is so dry, even though I'm almost finished with my bottle of water. The dryness in the air is getting to me, and it's getting hard to talk because my nose is getting so stuffed. So, I think, where did my mouse go? Where's my mouse? There it is, it's under my knee. Choking on it. I think that will have to be it for tonight. Because like I said, my nose is getting stuffy and it's getting hard to talk. But thank y'all for joining me. Welcome to welcome to the new setup for now. Chef says, is there some way we could battle Pokemon or something and stream it together? I would love to. I'm sure there's gotta be, oh god, listen to my throat, my voice is going. There's gotta be, I want to get streaming again. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you feel up to it, if I feel up to it, I would love to kick your butt in Pokemon card battle. There's gotta be... It's the only one I'm familiar with right now is the TCG on the phone. But I'm sure there's gotta be TCG games you could play on the computer. So if we could get PC set up for Pokemon card battling, and then you put in the thing where like you fight someone specific, we could definitely do that. Because that's something I could lock in and do that for hours. And I have done that for hours. It's quickly become one of my favorite things. And someday I will buy an actual Pokemon game, one of the actual games. But for now, I'll just keep playing Pokemon Go and TCG. I'll look into it and let you know. Awesome! Awesome, that would be fun. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun playing it on the phone. Even though I'm actually getting to the point where I'm winning slightly more often than I'm losing. I think it's because I have a deck that just consists of Dialga and Melmetal. And every time I play with Melmetal, I win. But every time, if I don't pull him in the deck, I do get my ass kicked. But when I pull out Melmetal, that's when the opponent concedes. I've put Melmetal down and had the opponent concede like at the side of him. So that's when I knew I had a good one. But I love him. I have two of them. One's name is Freddie Mercury, the other is Led Zeppelin. And I adore them both. Second favorite is Sizzlepede, evolving into Centiskorch, because my Sizzlepede is named Sizzleman. And he's my other winning card. So those two are probably my favorite guys so far. Oh, my nose. But I would love to do more Pokemon card battling. I want to collect them in real life, but they're expensive. See, I only ever play with the IRL cards. I haven't gotten my hand on any cards yet, so maybe if I find a pack that isn't expensive, I could grab some. Because I've seen it where it's like the average, I think, at Target is like $5 for a pack, which would be cool. But how many do you get in a pack? Is it only like 5 or 10? So it's $5 for a pack. I have an absurd number, so I could send you some later. Send me all of your doubles. That would be fun. I'd like to collect some. It would be cool to get IRL the cards that I have that I'm using for TCG Pocket, so that I could get my my Melmetal and Centiskorch. I'm curious if the rules of the game differ. I'm sure they do. If the rules of the game differ between online and in real life. So that's something where I would definitely have to like sit down with someone and have them explain the differences to me. But I think you might be the perfect someone to help me with that. Who the hell is texting me? Shut up! There you go. But I would love to play more Pokemon games in general. That I could teach you! Yes! You teach me and I'll teach you Pokemon! I know the theme song. So I wanna get more into Pokemon. Watching cartoons, watching the shows, collecting cards, buying the games. But the thing is, I guess the cartoons don't cost money, but you gotta find where they stream or get them on DVD or something. So yeah, even if I can't like afford the games yet, I still want to like find where the cartoons are streaming and watch them. Because I've seen like the first episode of like Ash getting Pikachu, but that was about it. So I want to continue and like actually go through the different series. I want to see Team Rocket. I love them. My nose is stuffy. He's trying to kill me. But we'll persist. We'll persist. But yeah, I think this is definitely the start of a new chapter for the Being the Brave series. And hopefully it'll be a good one. I want to actually buckle down and make consistent content. Because that's the thing is that I don't think I'll run out of ideas for videos for quite a while because it takes so long for me to make videos that by the time I finish an episode, I already have like an idea for the next 10. So I just need to find time and energy to sit down and do it. And even today I was like debating, like, because I was like really tired, I was like, do I have the energy to like sit down and talk for an hour? And thankfully I do. Okay, so I think this is a good just dipping the toes back into it after quite a hectic 2 weeks. Now, the last time I streamed was like only 2 weeks ago, but it's been a hell of a 2 weeks. It's been a hell of a 2 weeks, and then the next few weeks we're still gonna be unpacking and doing a lot of work to like actually get the apartment in order. So I do anticipate being busy. Of course, I'll be starting a new job, going through the training, and we'll see if I like it. And like I said, it'll be virtual, just call center position. So if it's not too terribly busy, I might just be able to record episodes in between calling people. Oh, which would be pretty sweet. Hey, but I want to get into playing a lot more games. I want to get into playing a more variety of games, because Minecraft will always be, you know, my home. I do have a lot more Minecraft stuff planned, as you saw in the ending of last Being the Brave episode. There is something really cool coming that I'm gonna get to be a part of, which I am excited to share with you, but that'll be a little ways away. In the meantime, I think maybe if I could just stream, if I could get a regular stream schedule down, that would work. I might put up a poll and see when people are more likely to watch a stream. Do you like it after, maybe like after work during a weekday, or are you more likely to watch streams on the weekend, in the evening, morning, afternoon, night? I know I'm in a different time zone now. Everybody's in different time zones. But if I could get like a reading of like, do you prefer watching streams like after work during the weekday, or middle of the day and the weekend? And we'll see how it fits into my schedule. But if I could do like consistent days for streaming, I think that'll help, because this channel is still making that slow climb towards monetization. So I think streaming will also help just start turning out those hours to reach the 3,000 hour mark. So we're gonna continue making the slow climb towards monetization for this channel. Maybe I want to keep playing Stardew Valley, because I've only got like 3 episodes out on that, maybe 4. Did I make 4 or 3? I don't know. But the Stardew Valley is pretty easy to make episodes on, so maybe I can record for 2 hours and get a 20-minute episode. So I want to keep going with that, and I want to get at least 10 episodes out per game I play. And I don't want to stop just like in the middle of it. I want to play it until I get to a good stopping point. And then maybe spin the wheel again and pick up a new game, see which one we play next. So I want to play more games, more variety of games. I want to stream consistently, and I am at the moment very tired, but mentally I can feel the fire igniting in me to just start plowing ahead and making this channel a working, functioning channel. And I am very excited and I'm eager to get to work. And I hope that y'all are eager for more episodes to come your way of, Minecraft, streaming, Stardew Valley, and whatever else gets put up on this channel. Chev says it's very exciting, y'all. Get hyped. It is gonna be very cool. I have ideas for new builds. I've said ideas for new things. I have a lot of ideas, and hopefully my energy will be able to keep up with my ideas. But like I said, the first thing we need is a desk. So that is priority number 1. Second thing, microphone stand. That's still in the car. Didn't bother taking it out. Third thing, bed frame. My mattress is still on the floor. I have a mattress, not the bed frame. Ninja Star says, I'll be here almost any time. I know I can count on you. Thank you very much. And I know now for the future, now that we're in a higher, drier climate, I need to chug a lot of water before stream because I can't talk. My nose is clogged. It sucks. But with that, I think I shall leave y'all here. Get one of those like gallon jugs. Yeah, one of the Fortnite chug jugs. Just water. For my nose. This sucks. I need the last bit of strength. My water is gone. Felix, can you get me a water? Felix is gone. More water until you get used to it. Yeah. Like I said, my nose has been bleeding a lot just from being up here and it being dry. So, we will adjust to that. So before my voice vanishes entirely, I want to say thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for coming out and joining me tonight, listening to me yap about my trip and the tornadoes and the heat in the car and everything. And I will see y'all in the next one. If you enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a moment of my cute face. Bye-bye! Have a good night!